Well, we are officially 1 month into the MLB season, and the Cubs have actually been looking really good in the offensive side. Keyword, offensive side. But to be fair, it hasn't been their fault. Well, maybe a little bit of their fault. The relief pitching hasn't been great, but for the starting pitcher, one, they should have added another pitcher in free agency, but we're not getting into that right now. They actually lost one of their starting pitchers, and he's out for the season, and we're going to talk about it. Justin Steele has officially been declared out for the rest of the season, which is such a huge blow for the Chicago Cubs. During a game on April 7 against the Texas Rangers, Justin Steele did feel a little bit of elbow tightness, but there was not much to it. Justin Steele himself felt great. He said he felt great. He didn't really know much about it because it was cold weather. He didn't know what the issue was. They decided to do an MRI where they did see some negative things in the MRI. They went for a second opinion where after the second opinion, they unfortunately did decide that it was time for Justin Steele to get Tommy John. Now, this isn't the first time that Justin Steele has been having issues with his elbow. Last year, he was out for a month due to elbow tendonitis. He comes in this season. This is his fourth game of the season. He goes against the Rangers, and unfortunately, the elbow tendonitis came back and it flared up. And that's when they decided, hey, time for Tommy John. No, this just absolutely sucks because the Cubs are already down a starting pitcher in Javier Assad, who hasn't even started a game for the season. He's been in an IL-15. He's currently doing a rehab assignment, but they're already down in that position, and just losing Justin Steele is another position that's open. And at that point, you were wondering, what exactly are the Cubs going to go? Now, it's too early to exactly know who is going to be sellers in the trade deadline, but Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara. But yeah, all jokes aside, let's be honest here. Sandy Alcantara is probably one of those people that will get traded in the deadline because the Marlins, once again, it is way too early to declare, but they're in a rebuilding stage. They're surprisingly actually doing pretty good. They're 8-10, but I'm just curious to see what their plans are going to be with Sandy Alcantara. But if you look at other teams, another team that really makes me wonder what they're going to do. Once again, it's way too early. I absolutely get it. We are currently in April. We're about to be in May. It's too early to know who's sellers, who's buyers. But if you look at the Twins, they are struggling. They're in a division with the Tigers, Guardians, Royals. It is a tough division, and they are struggling. So you have Joe Ryan on one hand. You have Pablo Lopez on another hand, which, once again, Pablo Lopez, absolutely amazing. It's not going to be necessarily easy for the Cubs to get Pablo Lopez, but it is an option if the Twins do decide to be sellers. Now, the Cubs, once again, it sucks. It is very unfortunate that they had to deal with the Justin Steele injury, but that's not the only part of injuries that they've had to deal with. For the starting rotation, once again, you look at Justin Steele out for the season. You look at Javier Assad, who was declared out for the beginning of the season due to spring training and getting a strained oblique. He's currently in the process of coming back. He's doing a rehab, so they will get him eventually, but once again, they are short 2 starting pitchers. But that's not it. You look at the relief pitching. Now, once again, one of the biggest weaknesses that the Cubs had last year was relief pitching. They did have a few additions with Ryan Brazier and Eli Morgan. What happened to them? They're hurt. They're both in the IL-15. But then you look at the relief pitchers that are healthy, and Porter Hodge has looked magnificent. He looked good last year. He looks good this year. Then you move on to Julian Merriweather, and very bad season last year. It was not great. He doesn't look great. He doesn't look bad this year. So I'm just interested to see where he goes and where he expands. So I'm just very interested to see what the Cubs are going to do. Now, specifically, you have to ask yourself, what are the Chicago Cubs going to do? Because one of the biggest disappointments that they could do is absolutely sign nobody or bring nobody up from the minor league. This would be very disappointing because the offense is absolutely lights out amazing. They had such great additions for the offense, and the offense just looks a different level from last year. So you look at the rotation. The starting rotation is pretty good, but it is missing that one hole that you did lose with Justin Steele. So you really have to think, are they going to get somebody like Sandy Alcantara who would be good for the team, or are they actually going to go on their prospect list? Because they do have Cade Horton sitting there, and there has been rumors of him possibly being called up. So once again, they have a few options there, but relief pitching, in my humble opinion, they really do need to go out there and buy some good relief pitching, upgrade it, or wait for those injuries to come back. But you also I feel like you are missing that key piece, because a lot of these relief pitchers are very underwhelming. There has been quite a few games that the Cubs have lost due to pitching. They are taking the lead. They are above a lot of people, and they just let a lot of things go. So you could look at the game yesterday. Yes, they beat the LA Dodgers. Congrats, you beat the LA Dodgers 11-10. But right off the bat, the Cubs let off so many runs, and it's always, the offense is always down, and the offense has to carry the pitching. Like the offense is magnificent. Like, Cubs offense is absolutely lights out, great, but they always have to be down. They're always down. They're never up. They're always down. So at one point, you do have to do something about the pitching for this team to be World Series candidates, which, in my opinion, they could be this year. They look amazing, and it hurts to say because, you know, I'm a Brewers fan, but no, these guys look like World Series candidates if they could get the pitching right, if they could fix the relief pitching, if they spend money, and this is what it deep down comes down with. If the Cubs are down to spend money,
hit well to right field. Back goes Suzuki
right
on the track.
You don't believe me? The Cubs are currently third in hitting with an average of .265. They're third top of the league. But then you look at the pitching, and they are kind of underwhelming, but they are in the middle, to be fair. They're currently number 14 ranked with a ERA of 4.22. But once again, pitching needs fixing. Offense, it looks absolutely amazing. The Cubs deserve a lot more credit because that Kyle Tucker signing, absolutely amazing. Pete Crow Armstrong has been performing absolutely great. There's a bunch of different names that have brought this offense together, and they look absolutely great. Now, that's all I got for you guys. Please let me know down below what you think the Cubs are going to do. I deep down think that Sandy Alcantara would be a great choice, but they also have a great farming, great prospect list with Cade Horton. So there's something that you could fix there, but please let me know what you think down below. And of course, subscribe, like, comment, and see you on the next one.